Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Ravemen Q3 bike bell. Ravemen's latest Q3 bike bell takes a standard bell design and adds adjustable strikers to make it even easier to use from any position. Packaging wise, you can see a really simple compact cardboard box with the orange and black coloring that we know from Ravemen, glossy representation of the bell, and then some basic specs on the side. If I open this up, we'll go over the specs. Retail price on this is only $19.95, so pretty affordable. It's a metal bell with a 100 decibel volume, so pretty loud. And what's cool about this one is you actually get dual strikers, so you get two strikers, one on each side, and one is actually adjustable angle. You even have a tool-free installation, so it uses these removable zip ties. So you have different lengths, and you can see it has a little lever to release it. They're designed for 22.2 to 31.8 millimeter handlebars, so it can accommodate just about anything, and you can see a nice loud sound. As far as what comes with it, you can see you have the bell. We have the different lengths for the zip ties, and then this little plastic cover that you put through the zip tie, and it'll just cover up the little slot here. Now let's take a look at the weight of the bell. So to install the bell, you need the bell, a little silicone cover, and at least one of the zip ties. So that comes out to 36 grams. Visually, the Ravemen Q3 has a compact design with a unique dual striker system. So you can see you have two plastic knobs with the spring underneath it. You pull back and you release and you get that nice metal sound. So you can see it's a metal actual dome in the center with this polished hardware on top. Very basic Ravemen logo on the side, and it's actually yellow instead of their normal orange, which is a little bit unusual. And then you can see this whole thing rotates, so you can actually adjust the striker angles. So you can put them horizontally from each other, and then axis from one side or the other. Or you can even do kind of a Mickey Mouse ear setup by positioning them 90 degrees apart. So you get 180 degrees travel for the bottom one, and that's pretty cool. So you can adjust this to exactly where your hand is, and then use it with different hands as well. So it gives you more flexibility. The dome itself, you can see it is metal construction. This is plastic, and you have the basic striker with a spring. This is usually a weak point for a lot of these types of bells. The spring will wear out over time, get rusty, but you can see you have two of them, and it's really cheap, so a $20 bell. The bell itself is about 1 inch, so fairly compact, and the mounting design, again, really simple. So it just uses zip ties, so plastic zip tie. And you can see you have two different setups here. So depending on the zip tie, you can see some of them are designed for different orientation. One of them, you have the little grooves in the zip tie in one direction, the other one's the other direction. And you just take the zip tie, put it through the slot here, and then secure it to your bike. And you can see it's a removable design because this actually has a release lever. Now let's take a look at the bell installed on our bike. You can see a nice compact design with the black construction and the adjustable striker. The zip tie is not really our favorite, but it does allow you to go around aero bars or any part of a bike. So you can see we can use the transition area between the two different diameters, but it is very hard to get that zip tie tight as you don't really have a lot of leverage. You really need a pair of pliers to pull it to really make it ratchet down. You can see here on the road, it's nice and effective, nice ding to it, a little bit quieter than other bells on the market, but much more friendly. The dual strikers don't really do that much though, so you can see you'll tend to just mount this closer to one hand. You're not going to put your other hand around and press it. So the nice thing about the adjustability is you can adjust the angle without moving the entire bell, but otherwise it doesn't really add that much. Otherwise, we do like the bell sounds. It's not as loud as the Knog or even the Ravemen Q2, so a little bit quieter sound, but friendlier, but very effective. So you can see people notice you, and it's a lot better than trying to yell out that you're approaching. So it's a nice option, especially for a commuter. It doesn't look as sleek with the raised bell design, but smaller than the Portland design work that we have on the headset, and a lot more affordable than some of the Knog models. Now let's compare the Ravemen with some other bells on the market. We've actually reviewed the previous Q2 bell. So you can see definitely a different form factor. This one has a low profile design that goes around your handlebar with this spring-loaded trigger. You can see it's very similar design, the trigger wise, but the sound is a bit different. So again, if I play this one, compared to the Q3 we have here. This one's more tingy sound, so different pitch to it. And you have the dual triggers, which can be helpful in some situations versus the single one here. But you can see it is a bigger bell overall, while this one is a little bit sleeker. The Q2 is more similar to the Knog bells, and we actually have all of them here. We have the Knog Classic, so you can see very similar design to that with the spring-loaded trigger. So similar sound, but not quite as clean as the Knog. And then they also have the Prima version, which is a little bit cleaner. And then the Deluxe, which is a full metal construction, but quite a bit more expensive. This one's about $45 compared to the budget price of the Ravemen. And both of these bells are a lot smaller than your traditional bell, like the Portland design work that we have here. So this one actually has a big brass bell on top and a really loud sound to it. So you definitely don't match the loudness of this with the smaller size. And it's definitely a different pitch. Well, this one's a lot deeper, so it'll travel a little bit further. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Ravemen Q3 bell. What we like about it is a very budget-friendly price at only $20. It also has a crisp and clear friendly ding sound, especially with the smaller bell size. It also has flexible mounting, so you can really mount it just about anywhere with the simple zip tie design. Now the con of this is that zip tie mount feels really cheap, so it's not that secure and it's really hard to get the zip tie really sturdy without using a pair of pliers. It would have been nice if they had a ratcheting system like the older cat eyes, or another way where it'd be much easier to tighten down. Also, the adjustable striker doesn't really add that much value. You can move the second striker 90 degrees or 180 degrees, but it doesn't really matter that much because you tend to just use one side anyways. Taking everything into account, would give the bell an 8.6 out of 10. It's a very simple and compact bell that can be mounted just about anywhere. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you, enjoy the ride.